What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again for the preview show, Brighton versus Arsenal. Before I get into it, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Make the channel grow on the road to 500 subscribers. But let's get into it, man. Tough game for Arsenal away to Brighton at the Amex. Let's get into the team news. Brighton forward Danny Welbeck remains out with an injury of his ankle that has made him miss the last 4 games for Brighton, while Evan Ferguson has not recovered from a foot injury. So, yeah, big losses for them to their main strikers. Welbeck, who was in tremendous form this season before obviously he picked up that injury, and Evan Ferguson, which is he's a hot prospect for Brighton. He's actually been linked with a move to Arsenal this January window on loan. So yeah, tough misses for them. But for Arsenal, Kai Havertz is expected back, like I said before in the press conference show. Check that out if you've not checked that out already. He's back from a illness that he obviously made him miss the Brentford game. Jurgen Timber serves a 1-match ban. That's the one negative note from that Brentford game, that Timber is going to be missing this game, which means Thomas Partey is going to be at right back, while obviously Bukayo Saka, Raheem Sterling, Ben White, and Tomiyasu remain injured out. Let's get into the match facts. Arsenal are undefeated in their last 4 visits to Brighton Hove Albion, winning 3 and drawing 1. Wow. I'm trying to remember the last time we lost there. I can't actually even remember, It's been a while. Last 4 visits, obviously, last 4 years. It might have been, I don't know, we might have lost since then, but I remember obviously we lost 2-1 against them when obviously Wenger, I think it was Wenger's last year. We lost 2-1 there. Aubameyang scored. I think Glenn Murray must have scored the winner. But that's the last time I can remember us losing. That was like 2018 though. So yeah, that's been a good while. But we might have lost obviously after that as well. I just can't remember. Brighton have won 3 of their last 7 meetings in all competitions, although each win has come at the Emirates. Yeah, they've got a very good record at the Emirates, winning 3, I think drawing 2 or 3 as well. We've not actually beaten that much at the Emirates for some weird reason. So they are kind of a bogey team, especially at the Emirates. And Brighton have drawn 5 of their last 7 league games, including the last 3. Oh, I didn't even know that. So they're not in the greatest of form. The Seagulls could draw 4 league games in a row for the first time since October 2014 under Sami Hyypiä. I didn't even know he even managed them. But that's kind of mad. Brighton haven't lost their first league game in any of the last 8 calendar years, winning 3, drawing 5. So yeah, that would be a thing for us to beat them the first time in a calendar year. Since the start of last season, João Pedro has more 13 Premier League goals and provided 8 assists, the most goal involvements of any Brighton player. So yeah, and obviously he scored against us at the Emirates as well. So he is a danger man, He is a danger man. Also unbeaten in their last 12 matches in all competitions, winning 9. They could win 4 Premier League games in a row for the first time this season. Also have scored a league high 9 Premier League goals from corners this season, including 5 of the last 12 they have netted overall. Gabriel Jesus has scored 6 in his last 4 appearances, and Kai Havertz has scored in his last 4 appearances against Brighton, netting in all 3 against the Seagulls for Arsenal. Yeah, he has got a good record against them for us. He scored obviously when we beat him 2-0 at the Emirates last year, the 1-1 draw this year, and obviously when we beat him 3-0 away from home last year, which is mad. Yeah, let's get into the head-to-head. Obviously, Brighton are 10th. They've actually gone down the table. There were a time where they were obviously in 6th and 7th, but obviously those draws have obviously dragged them down to 10th. Arsenal 2nd, Arsenal 39 points, Brighton 27. Brighton have scored 29 goals, Arsenal scored 38. So let's look at the form, guys. So Brighton's last game was away at Aston Villa, was a 2-2 draw. Then at home to Brentford was a 0-0. And then away to West Ham was 1-1. And then they actually lost at home to Crystal Palace. Again, strange win there for Crystal Palace, obviously a local derby. And they drew away 2-2 to Leicester. So yeah, 4 draws at last. They've not actually won a game in the last 5, which is crazy. Arsenal, on the other hand, have won 4 out of the last 5. Beating Brentford away 3-1, Ipswich 1-0, Crystal Palace away 5-1, Crystal Palace in the League Cup 3-2, and then that 0-0 draw at home to Everton. Previous meetings, quite close, man. Played 26, early 26. Obviously, Brighton have only been in the Premier League not that long, but Brighton have won 8 and Arsenal 13. So yeah, and there's been 5 draws. So it's not been a plethora between them, to be fair. Obviously, the last 3 results: Arsenal 1-1 draw at home to Brighton this season. Obviously, had that red card. Arsenal winning 3-0 at the Amex on April the 6th last year, and then 2-0 win on December the 17th, 2023. Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz with the goals. there. Having been unbeaten in their last 5 consecutive home games against Arsenal between 1982 and 2020, winning 4, drawing 1. That's a very good record. Brighton have now lost 3 of their last 4 against the Gunners, drawing 1 game. So I think the draw came under Unai Emery, I think, or it might have been after Unai Emery. But yeah, that's crazy. That we've not actually won that many. Arsenal have won 3 of their last 5 Premier League games against Brighton, drawing 1, losing 1, as many as they had in their first 10 against the Seagulls in the competition, drawing 3, losing 4. Yeah, man. We didn't have a good record against them for some weird reason. Brighton have not lost their first league game in any calendar year since a 1-0 loss to Wolves on New Year's Day in 2016 in the Championship. Brighton have scored just 21 goals at the Amex in the Premier League in 2024, a drop off of 25 goals from 2023 when they scored 46 goals, man. Jeez. They failed to score in 6 home games in 2024, having only failed to score once in 2023. So yeah, they're not scoring as many goals, which is weird because you look at the attacking options they have. You would think obviously they'd be scoring loads of goals all the time, but yeah, they've not been scoring too many. No side has won more points in 2024 than Arsenal. Their 26 wins were the most in one calendar year since 2004, which obviously they won the league. Their 89 goals were the most since 1963, 112, and their 18 clean sheets were the most since 1999, where we got 19. So, yeah, all the metrics obviously claim for us to be the best team in the league, apart from obviously the actual league table. We need to do it throughout a whole season. This 2024 or second half part of the season, obviously it's all great, but at the end of the day, it's not leading us to winning the Premier League. We need to carry that on for the whole season. Then we can win the league, and then all these obviously stats will be really, really relevant. Like I said, Bukayo Saka was directly involved in 28 Premier League game goals for Arsenal in 2024, 15 goals, 13 assists, the most by a single player from Arsenal in a single year since Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in 2018, 23 goals, 7 assists. Saka's 13 assists were the most for Arsenal in a year since Mesut Ozil's 20 assists in 2015. So yeah, that just shows you that Aubameyang's obviously goals and assists for that season. He got 30 GA in one calendar year, and as well he joined in January. So yeah, that just shows you how good he was, Aubameyang, and we're not really replaced his goals. But that's it, man. That's it. That's the preview. Obviously, I'm going to go with my team now. I do feel like we might see a few changes. So I'm going to go with David Raya in goal. I think obviously he'll keep his spot. Now, obviously, Jurrien Timber's injured. Jurrien Timber's suspended. So I do think it's going to have to be Thomas Partey. I can't really see any other option. I don't think he's going to go with Calafiori at right back. Obviously, he played there against PSG when we had to, because he didn't want to take Partey out of the midfield. But yeah, I don't think I'd be comfortable with that. I don't think he's been playing well at left back. So to put him in right back would be a bit unfair, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'll go Partey right back, Saliba, Gabriel, centre backs. Left back, I'm putting Lewis Skelly back in, man. I thought he was good. I thought he was really, really good, man, to be honest with you. And I can see why, obviously, you changed him for the simple fact we've got so many games coming up. But yeah, I put him back in at left back. So him left back, midfield, obviously Declan Rice. And I go Marino again because he scored. And obviously he played well in the second half, in my opinion. Played better than he did in the first half. So you want to keep that momentum going. Odegaard in the 10. He needs a good performance because he's not had a few in a while. And then going forward, for me, I think Jesus has to start up front, man. I thought he was really, really good. I'd go with the same front three, man, to be honest with you. Jesus, Ethan, and Martinelli. Martinelli scored. Jesus scored. Ethan played well. And I think, for me, Kai Havertz would be on the bench and be an option to bring off, if I'm being honest. Same with Trossard. That would be my team. What I think he'll do, I think he'll obviously go with Partey, Gabriel, Saliba. I think he'll carry on with Calafiori at left back. Then which I think would be a mistake. Because thinking about it now, we've got Newcastle in the League Cup, which I do think Ethan's going to start that game. But to be fair, we can't even really make too many changes if I'm being honest, because you look at the options that we have, you could potentially obviously play Zinchenko, if you don't want to play Calafiori or Lewis Skelly, but you're gonna have to play Timber right back because he's on it only fit right back. Centre back, you could possibly bring Kivior if you want to, and rest Saliba or Gabriel. I'd play Raya because obviously he's cup tied, and then for that game, Jorginho maybe will start. Maybe Marino, and then do you start even in 10, or do you just play Odegaard? Because remember, Newcastle are going to play their top side, so it's going to be difficult for us. With the second string team, obviously Sterling's injured, so he can't play. And yeah, Havertz will probably have to play up front, Havertz or Jesus. This is what I'm saying. We're gonna have to just play. We've not got any wiggle room to rotate really because Saka's injured and Sterling's injured, so we've only got 4 options up front. So yeah, we're gonna have to just play them, man. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. But yeah, that's been obviously the preview. Like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. I'll be back tomorrow, obviously, for the watch alongs. I'm going to be doing Tottenham versus Newcastle, 12:30. Make sure you check that out. And then the big one, I'm going to be doing Brighton versus Arsenal, 5:30. So check that out. But yeah, that's me done now today, people. Have a good day, and I'll check you guys later. Like I always say, don't hate the player, hate the game. And I'm out.